You know, when you hear about something and you think, okay, that's interesting, I need to learn more about that. Well, that's what we do here on the Deep Dive.
Yeah, we take topics that have a huge potential upside, but maybe seem a little complicated and break them down.
Make them easily digestible.
Exactly. And today's topic is really exciting. It's all about maximizing ROI with off-plan luxury villas.
Sounds fancy.
It is. And to help us navigate this world, we're tapping into the expertise of Dr. Puyan Gamari.
Okay, I know the name.
Yeah, he's the founder of ALAND and a Swiss economist with this really impressive background that spans real estate investment, global economics, you name it.
He's also really into emerging technologies, financial innovation, and market trends. So basically everything we need to know.
Right. He's the perfect person to guide us through this.
Cool.
So our mission today is pretty clear.
Let's unpack Dr. Gamari's knowledge and figure out how to identify and seize those strategic opportunities in the off-plan luxury villa market.
Sounds good. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly are we talking about when we say off-plan luxury villas?
So essentially, you're buying a high-quality property before it's completely built.
Like you're buying into a promise.
Yeah, kind of. It's more than just a blueprint, though. You're investing in the developer's vision for this luxury lifestyle.
I see. So it's got to have those high-end amenities, top-notch design.
And absolutely prime location. That's key.
Yeah, location is always key in real estate. But I'm guessing luxury and prime location also play a big part in those potentially huge returns we're talking about.
Absolutely. The opportunity for strong returns comes from a few factors, especially in markets that are growing fast and have that increasing demand for upscale living.
So places where more and more people want to live the good life.
Exactly. And, Dr. Gamari's analysis shows that these types of investments can offer some pretty substantial capital appreciation.
So your money could really grow.
And on top of that, they can act as a hedge against inflation.
That's a big one these days. Everybody's worried about inflation.
And it can also protect you from broader economic volatility.
So kind of like a safety net if things get shaky.
Yeah, exactly. So beyond just liking the idea of a beautiful high-end property, what are the economic forces at play that make this a potentially strategic move?
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay, so understanding those economic forces is absolutely crucial. We have to look at demographic shifts.
Who's moving where and why?
Right. Where are those affluent individuals deciding to park their money?
And we've got to consider urban development plans too.
Huge factor. Are there big infrastructure projects coming up?
Maybe a new airport or high-speed rail line.
Yeah, or revitalization efforts that could boost property values in certain areas.
Those are game changers for sure.
And then, of course, we can't forget about the regulatory environment.
The rules of the game can make or break an investment.
Right. Are there any new policies or incentives being thrown into the mix?
Incentives are always nice.
Yeah, they can really impact the real estate market.
So it's like this whole web of broader trends that can really shape whether your investment takes off or not.
Exactly. And Dr. Gamari points out something really interesting here. The rise of digital platforms
Everything's online now.
and the flow of international capital are making these investment opportunities way more accessible to a global audience.
So it's not just limited to local investors anymore.
Right. The market's becoming less and less bound by geography.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening to this and they're thinking, all right, I want to get a piece of this off-plan luxury villa action. What are the absolute must-knows for them? Where should they focus their due diligence?
So many great points to cover. But first and foremost, location, location, location.
You can never say it enough.
Premium locations that are getting those infrastructure investments or strong government support, those tend to offer the most significant upside.
The biggest bang for your buck.
Exactly. But what exactly are we talking about when we say premium location?
Yeah, give us some specifics.
Think beachfront properties in sought-after coastal areas.
Who doesn't love a beachfront view?
Right. Or picture this. You're near a brand new international airport. Or maybe a high-speed rail connection.
Easy access to the rest of the world.
And don't overlook urban regeneration zones.
Where they're really giving an area a facelift.
Exactly. They're attracting all those high-end residential projects.
So those are the hot spots to watch.
And there's data to back this up. For instance, areas just a short drive from new business districts often see much faster appreciation than other luxury spots.
Interesting. So it's all connected. Economic activity drives up those villa values.
It's a powerful link. So that's location.
Yeah.
But what's the next crucial element?
Lay it on us.
You got to really understand the demand and the market trends, but specifically within the luxury sector.
What are those high rollers looking for?
Exactly.
Huh.
Luxury villas, they appeal to a very specific group, what we call HNWI's high net worth individuals.
The people with the deep pockets.
And for them, exclusivity and privacy, those are non-negotiables.
They want to feel special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So keeping up with their evolving preferences is essential.
So what's hot in the world of luxury right now? What are these HNWIs really looking for in their villas?
Sustainability is huge.
Eco-friendly feature.
Yeah, they want responsible luxury.
It's not just about showing off your wealth anymore.
Right, it's about being conscious.
To making a statement.
And of course, smart home technologies are in high demand.
Everything connected and automated.
Seamless connectivity is a must.
Makes life easier.
And beyond that, there's a growing desire for bespoke services and personalized experiences.
Like having a personal chef or a concierge on call.
It's about that whole lifestyle package.
So it's not just about fancy finishes anymore, it's about a whole vibe.
You got it. Now here's something people often miss: regulatory insights.
The legal stuff.
Yeah, those laws and regulations around property ownership, taxes, immigration, they can be totally different depending on where you are.
So you got to do your homework.
Absolutely. And remember those golden visa programs we mentioned earlier?
Yeah, what's the deal with those?
So some countries offer these programs as a way to get residency if you make a significant investment.
And that includes buying real estate.
Right, often above a certain price point. So for international investors, buying an off-plan luxury villa in a place with a golden visa program.
Could be a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly. Potential investment returns plus residency rights.
Access to a whole new country.
It's a huge draw for global buyers. And what's interesting is we often see a spike in luxury property demand before a country even announces major infrastructure projects.
So savvy investors are getting ahead of the curve.
They know what's coming.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the developers themselves. How important is their reputation?
It's gonna matter, right?
Oh, it's huge. Brand positioning and the developer's track record are absolutely critical.
You're not just buying bricks and mortar. You're buying into their credibility.
Exactly. You want a developer who has a proven history of delivering high-quality luxury projects on time.
No delays. No compromises.
That minimizes your risk and boosts your chances of selling the property later on.
So a good developer is like an insurance policy.
In a way. Okay, now let's get into this tokenization thing you mentioned earlier.
Sure.
Sounds really futuristic.
Yeah, break it down for us.
So this is where blockchain technology comes in.
The tech behind cryptocurrencies.
Right, tokenization basically divides the ownership of a valuable asset like a luxury villa into tons of digital tokens.
So it's like taking something really expensive and breaking it into smaller pieces.
Yeah, imagine you're slicing up a huge cake. Everyone gets a piece.
And these tokens can be traded.
Exactly. They're bought and sold on digital platforms.
So instead of needing millions to buy a whole villa,
Multiple investors can own a percentage of it.
that's pretty cool.
It really opens up the luxury real estate market to more people.
People who might not have been able to afford it before.
Right. And it has the potential to make the market more liquid.
Easier to buy and sell.
And blockchain, that underlying technology, makes it all secure and transparent.
Oh, funny business.
Each token represents a verifiable ownership share managed through smart contracts.
So it's all automated and trustworthy.
Exactly. Tokenization is a game changer for diversifying your portfolio.
And potentially getting into luxury real estate without breaking the bank.
Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's bring this all to life with some real-world examples.
Yeah, let's see this in action.
A great example is the boom we're seeing in Dubai's off-plan luxury villa market.
Dubai is like a playground for the wealthy.
It is. And developers like Emar and Akil, they're capitalizing on that strong international demand for secure, high-value assets,
People want a safe haven for their money.
especially in a region that's seen as politically stable with a good economic environment.
So what's fueling that boom in Dubai specifically?
A few things. They have a pretty attractive tax system,
Always a plus.
and the government has rolled out some really investor-friendly initiatives.
Like what?
Long-term residency visas
Makes it easier to stay there.
and regulations that encourage investment.
Smart moves.
It's all about boosting investor confidence and attracting those HNWIs from around the world.
And it seems to be working.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
For instance, when they introduced that 10-year golden visa off-plan luxury villa sales to overseas buyers shot up.
So a clear link between government policy and market activity.
Powerful stuff. And we're seeing a similar trend, though, maybe on a smaller scale, in places like Spain's Costa Brava.
Beautiful area.
Stunning. Exclusive villas under construction there are already going up in value,
It's becoming a hot spot for the wealthy.
especially those from Europe and other international buyers.
It's got that allure.
It does. So let's shift gears for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're listening to this and thinking, this is it. This is for me.
How do I make this happen?
What are the concrete steps to maximize ROI in off-plan luxury villas?
Yeah, give us the playbook.
Step 1, thorough research.
Knowledge is power.
You need to investigate key development areas.
And not just look at what's hot right now.
Right. You want to see where the future growth is.
Look into the crystal ball.
Analyze those urban regeneration plans.
Find the areas that are about to transform.
Exactly. And check out government initiatives that could boost the economy and property values.
So things that'll push prices up.
And don't forget about planned infrastructure developments.
New roads, airports, things like that.
It's all about being forward-thinking.
Identifying the next big thing.
Step 2, evaluate those developers.
Do your due diligence.
You want a company with a solid track record of delivering high-quality projects on time.
No excuses.
Their past performance tells you a lot about their reliability.
No cutting corners.
Absolutely. Step 3, leverage data.
The digital age is our friend.
The real estate market is full of data.
Numbers everywhere.
Use tools and platforms to track market trends.
See what's hot and what's not.
Monitor those shifts in consumer preferences.
What are people craving now?
And keep an eye on those property price movements.
See where the momentum is?
Dr. Gamari's company, ALAND, they offer some great software solutions for this kind of analysis.
So you're basically using technology to outsmart the market.
In a way, step 4, explore tokenization.
That futuristic thing we talked about?
It's a fantastic way to diversify your portfolio.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
And you can dip your toes into the luxury real estate market without needing a massive upfront investment.
Lower barrier to entry.
Exactly. And finally, step 5. If you're an international investor, check out those golden visa programs.
That residency perk.
It's a real bonus.
Yeah.
An investment in the right off-plan luxury villa could open up a world of possibilities.
New country, new life.
It's about seeing the bigger picture.
So it's not just about the property itself. It's about all these other potential advantages.
Exactly. And if you're hungry for more information,
Keep learning.
Dr. Gamari recommends checking out ALAND eGold and the ALAND Times.
Great resources to dive deeper.
They'll keep you ahead of the curve.
So it sounds like off-plan luxury villas offer some pretty incredible opportunities.
They do. But you've got to be strategic about it.
Do your homework.
Research those key drivers.
And be smart with your investments.
Exactly. The luxury real estate market is constantly evolving.
Always changing.
But if you understand the fundamentals and stay informed,
You can ride that wave of change.
and potentially achieve some significant returns.
So here's a final thought to ponder. We're seeing this really interesting convergence of traditional real estate.
With cutting-edge financial technologies,
Like tokenization.
it's making us rethink what property ownership even means.
Like a whole new era of real estate.
And who knows what kind of investment opportunities that'll unlock.
It's exciting and a little bit mind-boggling.
Definitely food for thought.
So thank you for joining us on the deep dive and happy investing.
Happy investing.
Until next time.
See you then.
Bye-bye.